left shoulder. His right leg was shattered, his ribs were broken, and the bullet that struck his upper body caused a spinal cord injury that, according to his attorneys, left a 24-year-old paralyzed from the chest down. And this is—
oh my God. This whole thing was just botched, essentially. Oh, what's up? Oh, what's up? Yo, what up? It's Ahmadjay back here in another video. Today we're about to be reacting to a video by Atozi. The video is going to be on gamer sues police for 176 million swatting disaster. Jesus Christ. Let me guess, man. Something pretty much happened and it triggered somebody to try to troll and call a false call in, man. These swattings is just— I talked about it so many times during these reactions every time, because they're really important. They really need to just be looked at. There needs to be some type of fucking like measure and like more like better repercussions after this, man. Because I mean, I don't know, he probably not famous or anything, I don't know, but this is just a like a blind reaction, so I don't know. Despite all that though, it should be some type of like a punishment after this. And like bro, these whole swattings are just terrible, bro. Like it caused a person to die. It has like so many streamers always getting guns pointed at them. Sniper on the hill, you can never forget about that. But let's just get into it and see what this story is all about. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. We are on the road to 900.
So this gamer is now suing the police for $176 million after a Rust swatting disaster. So essentially this 24-year-old is saying that the police just ignored every single warning from him that this was a swatting, and is now demanding $176 million from them because this incident left him paralyzed. So imagine you're just playing a video game, some random person gets access to your—
oh my God, so it left him paralyzed? Oh hell, I would be suing too. I was wondering why he was suing for that amount, but he's paralyzed? Yeah, bro, get your bag, bro.
Personal information, and then he starts threatening to send the cops to your house. And I feel like a lot of people, especially the people who've grown up in Call of Duty lobbies, Counter-Strike lobbies, Halo lobbies, and so on, and Rust, obviously, this is the game that we're talking about today, they're aware that there's a lot of empty threats. There's a lot of just people saying stuff to get under your skin. But apparently Axeel here, he was quite smart. He realized, okay, there is some seriousness behind this threat. I should probably take this pretty seriously. So he actually called the police and said, hey, someone's threatening to swat me on this video game here. So according to a notice of claim filed against Pima County, this all started on April 8th while Axeel was playing a survival game called Rust. Someone on the server asked to inspect his computer to make sure he wasn't cheating. Axeel then agreed, and that decision apparently turned into an absolute nightmare. So first warning number one, never give any stranger access to your computer, ever. Never give any stranger online any personal information. But regardless, soon after, unfortunately, Axeel started getting alerts that someone was accessing several of his accounts. According to his attorneys, hackers had gotten into his email, stolen personal information and passwords, and started demanding money. So Axeel didn't want to pay him, and then the threats got even worse. They then threatened to falsely report that he had a bomb, sending police to his house, and even contacting immigration authorities about his family because of his Hispanic last name. And this is just—
oh, bro, that's so fucked up. Like I said, there should be repercussions for this, bro. And he called in advance to warn them that somebody has did this and, you know, threatened to like swat him. Like, these officers are just so old at times, they just don't know what this means. They need to hire younger people at the precinct. They need to hire a lot of younger officers, bro, because at least they'll know what this type of shit means,
despite him and his family being U.S. citizens. So Axeel called 911 and he explained what happened. And he also warned them that these people have his address and they were threatening to create a fake emergency that could send armed police to his house. And according to audio obtained by the family, the dispatcher responded, but they can't just call SWAT on you. That's not how that works. Well, apparently they're not aware of how all this works. That's crazy to me. How could a dispatcher not be aware of swatting? Like, this is a massive problem, and it's been a massive problem in the U.S. for a long time. So how are you a 911 dispatcher and you're not even aware of how SWAT—
last 10 years, actually? Shit. I don't know, probably more than 10 years actually, man, because shit has been going on since like 2013, bro. Like, it's became infamous as soon as people really start seeing this shit online, and then they started doing this. It was a fucking whole dude that created a whole persona around this. He named himself Swatistic. It was some kid, and he started making a business out of this. So I don't know how the fucking police never urges people about this. This whole thing's serious.
swatting words. This is crazy. But then, in quote, she says, nothing's going to happen. And I mean, that would be pretty comforting to hear until SWAT kicks in your door, because now, 2 days later, on April 10th, somebody pretending to be Axeel contacted authorities and claimed that Axeel's father had shot his sister. And there were red flags all over this call. So for starters, the person reportedly didn't even call 911. They called 311, which is the non-emergency line. Axeel's attorney, Dev Sethi, later pointed out nobody reporting an emergency calls 311. The caller was also using an out-of-state number, mispronounced Axeel's first name, and gave inconsistent information about what was supposedly happening inside the house. And according to the notice of claim, this wasn't even his first suspicious report connected to Axeel's address. So it says PCSD had already received, recognized, and cleared false reports for Axeel at the same residence that also came through 311. Because remember, Axeel called the police himself 2 days earlier and specifically warned them about hackers were trying to do this to him. And apparently
oh yeah, this was a botched ass job. This was so avoidable. Like, you have warnings, you have like bro, you're a whole ass officer. You should just know better. Like, bro, with all these damn cues of them using a out of state number, getting information wrong, like, what is supposed to happen? This is why a lot of people just hate cops. This is why a lot of people just like say the cops are just failing everybody, bro. Because you got cases just like this, man.
That warning wasn't even some buried piece of information that no one could have known about. Because according to the claim, a deputy actually mentioned the previous fake call over the radio while officers were heading to Axeel's house. So at that point, police have a guy who had warned them that, hey, I might be targeted for a swatting attack. And then you had a previous false report connected to the same address, and then you had a supposed emergency being reported through a non-emergency line, an out-of-state caller giving inconsistent information, and then a deputy raising the possibility that this could be another swatting. But deputies still decided to approach this house as if everything was real. And according to Axeel's attorneys, they didn't call him before entering. Instead, deputies tried the door, and then they decided to go through Axeel's bedroom window. Imagine sitting there playing Rust, and then to have SWAT officers jump through your window. So this guy is currently going through a full-on nightmare mode. I mean, people have stolen his information. He's already been paranoid. He's called the police multiple times saying, hey, they're threatening to swat me. And then suddenly they jump through your window. But it gets so much worse because, according to Axeel's attorneys, Axeel thought someone was breaking into his house. You know, that would be very natural if someone jumps through your window. So he ran to wake up his mom and grabbed her legally registered firearm. And then he took cover behind his bedroom door, and this is where things go seriously wrong. Because deputies then saw him and opened fire. And according to the notice of claim, 13 deputies are named in this case, and 8 shots were fired. At least 2 hit Axeel, 1 struck him in the right thigh and another one in the left shoulder. His right leg was shattered, his ribs were broken, and the bullet that struck his upper body caused a spinal cord injury that, according to his attorneys, left a 24-year-old paralyzed from the chest down. And this is...
oh my God. This whole thing was just botched, essentially. Bro, they got so many warnings. You got somebody over the whole walkie-talkie telling you like this might be a swatting, another deputy. Like then like this whole thing just came together and just made it so much worse. He deserves all of that money he's getting, bro. This is just like. The story is just crazy and like really irritating that these officers are just so dumb. Like, damn, why did you decide to enter through the damn bedroom? Like, oh my God. I mean, I get like stuff calls for emergency, but when you have so many warnings, there just shouldn't be like error for mistake. You guys are officers of the fucking law. Man, jeez, no wonder why like everybody just always just has like nothing good to say about cops, no matter what. No wonder why they just hate them. No wonder why. Oh my God, bro. I mean, honestly, like I said, that is just a natural response to like see somebody breaking through your bedroom and you going to grab a gun. I would be afraid too. Like I'm gonna have that shit on deck too. And just to learn that it's the police, and the police ends up shooting you. Damn, that's just crazy as hell. And 2 hit him and ended up shattering. Yeah.
All because someone on the internet wanted to punish him over a video game. But this is also, I guess, kind of where the story becomes a little bit more complicated than just swatter guy bad for swatting someone online. Because, Axeel went way out of his way to warn the police about this. So this is also a complete failure on the police. But regardless, I mean, whoever swatted him absolutely deserves the charge of attempted murder, because that's what this is. Axeel's attorneys, they aren't arguing that police had absolutely no reason to believe there could be danger inside that house. They're arguing that police had been handed information before and during their response suggesting the opposite. opposite. And that's why Axeel and his mother are now demanding $176 million from Pima County and the sheriff's department. And their attorneys are basically saying Axeel did the one thing you do when everyone tells you that you're in danger. He called the police. Then 2 days later, they jump through his window and attack him. So Axeel and his mother filed a notice of claim, which is essentially a step you have to do before you sue a public entity in Arizona. And the claim names Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos, 13 deputies, and other county officials, and accuses the department of negligence and reckless decision-making. And his attorney, Dev Sethi, put it this way: he did everything we teach our kids to do. When you're in danger, when someone's threatening you, what is the first thing you do? Well, you call the police. And that's what makes this case so disturbing and infuriating at the same time.
Because, like, literally, like, why, like, you shouldn't have to worry about the police shooting you. Especially from, like, my complexion in the black community too. You shouldn't have to worry about the damn police shooting you. You're supposed to look at them as as safe. But nigga, if they ain't safe and they're the ones you have to worry about, like, who else do we got?
Because by the book, this guy did everything right after his mistake of giving up his information to a hacker. Never give access to your computer to anyone online. But regardless, at the end of the day, the police allowed themselves to be weaponized against this man here now. So this is a complete failure on the Pima County Police Department. And it's so sad that swatting is just becoming more and more regular. I mean, just a few months ago, you had an 83-year-old streamer by the name of Sue Jacot, better known as Grandma Crackers, and she was recently swatted as well. And there, police showed up with about 20 police cars, 5 SWAT officers, and drones after someone falsely claimed that her grandson Jack had shot her. And this is all while her grandson Jack was going through chemotherapy and recovering from cancer. But thankfully, I mean, that situation ended with no one actually getting injured. And there was also a very big difference at what happened at Sue's house compared to what happened at Axel's house, because police reportedly called Sue's home 3 times before they arrived. So they had a chance to communicate with the people inside before suddenly smashing their way into the home. So apparently in Sue's case, she even enjoyed it a little bit.
Let me tell you about my swatting experience. I was asleep. I was so asleep. I did not want to get up. And these policemen came in the door. The prettiest policewoman I've ever seen. The beautiful eyes. So sweet. But I think she could kick butt if she needed to. And they walked me out. I didn't know what was going on, but it was kind of fun.
Okay, yes. But unfortunately, I mean, like, Sue and Axeel are nowhere near the only people having to deal with this. This is such a regular occurrence now that they absolutely have to have systems in place for this.
They have to have systems in place for this before that. And if something ever happens, try to call before. Try to do everything in your power not to get fooled by these people. Oh my gosh, I wish they could figure out who did that, who actually made the call for this, because I mean, like, essentially I know it's his fault for, like, kind of giving your information up, but fuck that. Like, this is like on the police. This is like on the police to just handle this whole thing. You just basically got manipulated to, doing a atrocity, basically.
Because another person who's been through this is a guy by the name of Ned Luke. Luke has reportedly been swatted multiple times while streaming, including an incident on Thanksgiving in 2023. And here he had to abruptly end his stream due to a phone call.
Hello? There what? Oh, nice. Nice. All right, I'll be out there. All right, I gotta go. Now these assholes have swatted my house, so I've gotta go. All right, have a good one.
But in that case, thankfully, authorities actually caught the...
I mean, I'm pretty sure if y'all don't know this, Ned Luke is just literally in GTA 5. As Michael.
Person who was responsible for it all. And in June of this year, Luke announced that the swatter had been sentenced to 4 years in prison, which honestly is not enough. Like, swatters need to be punished heavily. But regardless, this does show there can absolutely be consequences for people who do swatting. And thankfully, the FBI is starting to acknowledge how dangerous all this really is. So the FBI director came out and said, hey, there's an alarming rise in this. And he said, in quote, weaponizing law enforcement against any American is not only morally reprehensible, but also endangers lives, including those of our officers. And he also added that the FBI is working with local law enforcement to crack down on these crimes. So that brings us back to the case with Axeel, because he's accusing the sheriff department of completely ignoring all of the warnings that he gave them. And apparently this isn't the only bad situation the sheriff's department is currently dealing with, because they also were at the head of the investigation revolving Nancy Guthrie, who is the 84-year-old mother of Today anchor Savannah Guthrie. If you're a true crime person, you might know about this right now, but basically, Nancy disappeared from her Tucson home around February 1st, and more than 6 months later now, she still hasn't been found. So the police department has been on the news a fair bit, giving updates on that case, and completely separately from Nancy's disappearance, now they're being sued for $176 million. But then on top of that, a guy by the name of Carlos Pasules and 2 members of his family announced plans to seek $3.25 million after deputies raided his home and arrested him during the whole Guthrie investigation. Pasules says that he was arrested at gunpoint, detained for 7 to 8 hours without being charged, and eventually released in a town about an hour south of Tucson. They just dropped him off somewhere?
That's fucked. That is fucked. You drop this dude and don't even so first you don't charge him and then you drop him in another fucking city? bro, they are dealing with a lot of shit down there in Arizona. Like, yo, bro, they need to stop fucking up. Like, it need to be, they need to like have like some sort of town meeting, because like you getting fooled into getting swats. You're finding the wrong person for a murder. Like, I mean, I get. It happens all the time when people like are like accused and found of murder, and they're not really the person that did it. But honestly, that's another botched job. How you handled it. You held the guy at gunpoint. You didn't charge him with nothing, and then you drop him in another city. That's disrespectful.
Falsely pick up someone from their house. The least you can do is give them a ride home, back to their house. I feel like you learn those basics from your school library. When you pick something up, you return it back to the area you found it in. But then, Nanas was also named in a separate $25 million federal civil rights lawsuit filed by Pima County's jail inmate, Stephen Kenneth Fox. Although that case has since been dismissed by a federal judge. I don't know, I think it's just crazy how much hot water this police department is currently in. But overall, they have declined to comment on this recent case due to pending litigation. But at the end of the day, Axeel is 24 years old and he's now paralyzed from the waist down. No matter how much money he gets, that's not going to be able to change that really. And his attorney, Dev Sethi, says that Axeel's health, his independence, and his ability to earn a living, his sense of security, that's all been stolen away from him. At the end of the day, there's kind of two separate issues here. One, the person who swatted him, put him under the jail. Two, the police department. This was a complete failure on them. So he was failed. So now he wants $176 million as restitution for this. So
I'm with him for that. I'm with him for that, because this was a whole damn botched ass job, bro. You got the police department of like literally the people we supposed to call, literally supposed to check into this. Like, you supposed to like do every measure and counter to try to counter this. You get fooled, you get so many warnings, and you still go out and literally do this. You end up paralyzing somebody for life. I can get the last part of Atozi saying like that attorney saying, yeah, you impacted his life and he can't earn anything. Nobody wants to like live like that. So hey, I'm all for it. I hope he gets something out of it. I don't know about like 176 million, because like that could easily be dismissed, but like even some money is basically good, bro. That's good off living off that. Take that and invest it and do something with it. But yeah, this case is just horrible, bro. Like who else do we have to call when we in danger, bro? It's gonna be nobody at this point, because the fucking police is just seeming like more criminals than anybody. Shit. Like, oh man. And then like all these swattings is just an example that there needs to be so many measures in place. There needs to just be people on the lookout for all these fools, bro. I really hope that swatter gets charged with something, bro. The FBI need to be looking into that. Instead of you trying to prevent this right now, use that guy as an example. Use that guy as an example to get him up off the damn streets, because I'm pretty sure he's a hacker and he just literally just trying to go for everybody. Man, oh man, this shit's terrible. Man, I hope the guy Sethi ends up feeling better, bro. But just you can't really feel better because you lost your will to walk, bro. It sucks. But don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. We are on the road to 900. Go check out Atosi's full video down below if you want to watch it alone. We are on the road to 900 again, man. Bro, I need to. Bro, I'm right there. I just need to hit that 900, bro. We'll be on the road to 1K. But catch you guys in the next video.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?